Welcome. We're diving into one of the toughest but most rewarding transitions in business, that leap from being a founder to becoming a real leader. We're going to lay out a clear four-step path to get you out of the weeds and into the driver's seat, building a business that can thrive with or without you doing everything. So let's just start with a really honest question you've got to ask yourself. Are you the engine that's pushing everything forward? Or are you actually the biggest bottleneck holding it back? Seriously, how you answer that question changes everything. This is where so many business owners get stuck. It's called the founder's trap. You're just so completely buried in the day-to-day, the sales calls, the operations, putting out fires, that you have zero time left to think strategically about how to actually grow the thing. It's a vicious cycle that just leads to burnout. Okay, so how do we break that cycle? Well, step one is all about taking back your most valuable resource, your time. And the key to that is mastering the art of effective delegation. And I don't just mean handing off a few tasks. I mean truly learning how to multiply your impact. Does this sound familiar? That little voice in your head? Well, I'm telling you, that single thought is the biggest barrier to growth you will ever face. It feels like you're protecting quality, but what you're really doing is putting a ceiling on your business's potential. But don't worry, there's a super practical rule to get past it. And here it is, the 70% rule. This is a game changer. The idea is simple. If someone on your team can do a task just 70% as well as you can, delegate it immediately. Look, you can coach them on that other 30% over time, but you get your time back right now. Progress, not perfection. That's the key. And if you're not convinced, just look at the numbers. The data is pretty clear. Leaders who learn to let go and empower their teams see massive revenue growth. We're talking upwards of 140%. But this is about more than money. This is about your freedom, your sanity, and building something that's bigger than just you. So to do this right, you need a process. First, stop delegating tasks and start delegating outcomes. Tell them what you want to achieve and why. Second, you have to give them authority, not just responsibility. Let them make decisions. That's how you remove yourself as the bottleneck. And finally, set them up to succeed from the very beginning with all the right tools and info. All right, on to step two. See how this all builds on itself? Now that you've started to claw back some of your time, you can focus on making the business itself run better. It's time to build a truly efficient engine for your operations. Now, when you hear the word lean, you might think of car factories, but it's an incredibly powerful mindset for any business. It's all about one thing, making your processes visible so you can see all the hidden waste, and then, piece by piece, get rid of it. This is the lens you use to find that waste. And we're not just talking about throwing out defective products. In a service business, waiting is a huge waste. Your team waiting for info from a client. Or over-processing, like having 5 review stages for a simple document. But the biggest one, the 8th waste, not using the talent and ideas of your people. Fixing these things is literally like finding free time and money. And getting started isn't complicated. You just need a few simple tools. First, literally draw out your process. You'll be shocked at what you find. Use simple check sheets to count how often things go wrong. Track your improvements on a run chart. And most importantly, get your team involved. They're the ones who know where the problems really are. Okay, so you've got your time back. You've got an efficient engine humming along. Now it's time to pour some rocket fuel on that fire. Step 3 is all about scaling smartly by bringing AI into your business. And if you're thinking, oh, AI is for the big guys, think again. Nearly 2/3 of small and medium-sized businesses are already using it. This isn't some far-off future trend. It's happening right now, and it's how your competitors are getting an edge. And look where they're using it. Right in the heart of the business. We're talking about things like AI-powered chatbots for better customer service, smarter analytics for your marketing, and tools to just make your daily operations run that much smoother. But here is the absolute secret to getting AI right. The most successful businesses do not start by chasing the latest shiny tech. They do the opposite. They start with a specific business problem, like our customer response time is too slow, and then they go find the right AI tool to solve that problem. Problem first, always. This brings us to the final and maybe the most profound step of all. You've freed up your time, you've built an efficient machine, and you're scaling it intelligently. Now you have to look to the future and answer the big question. How do you make this all last? This is about securing your legacy. And let's start with a really sobering number: 70%. That is the failure rate for businesses trying to make the transition from the founder to the second generation. It's it's a shocking number. And the tragic thing is, it's almost always preventable. So why does it happen? Well, here's a huge clue. For over a third of businesses, succession isn't a strategy, it's a crisis. It's something that only happens because of an unexpected, often tragic event. And that lack of planning leaves everybody, the family, the employees, the business itself, in a terrible position. The data also shows us another major problem: a massive blind spot. Look at that, only about 4% of successors are female. That means businesses are ignoring a huge pool of available, qualified talent, often because they're just stuck in old traditions. So the solution is to move from chaos to clarity. It means creating a formal written plan that everyone can see. It means actually training the next leader with a structured program, not just having them hang around. And it means creating something like a family council, a safe place to have those hard, necessary conversations about the future. Ultimately, this whole journey, every step we've talked about, boils down to this one fundamental shift. Your job is no longer to do everything. Your real job is to build the people and the systems that get everything done. You have to go from being the doer to being the architect. So as we wrap this up, the question really is for you. You've seen the 4 steps on this path. Where are you right now? Are you still trying to reclaim your time? Are you working on your engine? Are you starting to scale? Or are you thinking about your legacy? What is the one single next step you can take on this journey?